Do you like art journaling, painting, assemblage and collage? Then you come to the right place. I'm Bea Grob and I love to inspire you. Hello and thank you so much for coming by today again to my studio, so to speak. Now today we are playing in the handmade journal again. Again, it's a video for members only, and I felt like doing some flowers, not real flowers, more fantasy flowers. I mean, I'm not sure, but I don't think there are flowers in these colors. There are some blue flowers, but not that intense blue, I think, in this shape. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know all the flowers all over the world, just saying. Anyway, I did start again with painter's tape. Sometimes I do it in Artjournal, sometimes not. I do it always when I do artwork for selling. I have always this white border just so it is easier to frame if people want to frame it afterwards. Just a side note here. Now, I started with sketching in with, I think it was a mechanical pencil, anyway, a fine pencil, a light pencil line, and then I went in with the Micron pen to outline everything. And started first with colored pencil, not the water solubles, the standard colored pencil. I did use Prismacolors. It could be like the... No, I didn't use the Prismacolors. I did use the Garandage, but you could use Prismacolors. That's what I wanted to say. I switch between both. Sometimes I use the Garandage, sometimes I use the Prismacolors. No specific reason, just I have both. So that's... I use both. Anyway, I did go in with the colored pencil first, and then I went over with the watercolors, the Jane Davenport watercolors. Did some splatters. I also went over again with the Micron pen, and then I also used a white gel pen just to add some more highlights and more interest to the whole page. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, let's see what I come up with this time. I'm checking which page I want. I don't have that many left. Maybe I'm gonna go for this one. And I think I'm gonna take it that way. And just to be on the safe side, I do add a little bit of tape. So, just thinking. Maybe I'm also gonna make a border. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a more or less whitish border. I mean, the page is already pretty contaminated, but hey, it's an art journal. I'm gonna do it like this. Maybe I can hide that green spot I have here already a little bit. Let's hope for the best. Here we go. Making sure that nothing goes under the tape by just smushing the tape down really good at the edges. Not the whole completely tape, but at the edges. That's all I need. Now, I do have a standard graphite pencil, nothing fancy, and as I said in the intro, I want to do the type of the cornflowers, but it's not going to be the real cornflowers, just the form of cornflowers. And I want to have like 3. One like here. And I use a darker pencil than what you have to use, just so that you can see it. And this gonna go slightly off. That's the general shape of the flower. And then I like to work in uneven numbers, and there's no space for more than 3, so it's gonna be 3 flowers. This one maybe something like that. Okay, that's the rough outline of the cornflower. Then we're gonna have the stems. The stems always comes from the middle. Just indicate where the stem's gonna be approximately. And this one gonna go here. Okay, and then I want some leaves. And maybe there is a leaf going over this flower. Looks good to me. Then maybe one over here. And then one goes up here. Not sure about that yet, but we'll see. Okay, now first I'm gonna draw the cone part, so to speak. And then I'm gonna add some flowers, some flower petals, to be precise. And don't hesitate to move around your drawing and later on your painting. It is much easier that way. Do I have another one here? Something like that. That's the first one. Ah, that's too long. So just some wavy lines and connect them to a petal. And the petal starts small, gets wider, and then gets small again. No, don't like it. I'm just gonna make like simple leaves. I want it really loose and sketchy, but maybe it needs to be a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's it. Now you have to decide what is in front and what is in the background, and I think the green leaf here is here it is in the background, but here it is in the foreground. That means I have to erase this part here. Okay. And all those starting lines I'm gonna erase too. And what is in the foreground? I think this one is in the foreground, so this has to go here. And those. And with this leaf, I think the flower is in the foreground. After all, it is about the flowers. But I think this one's gonna overlap here. Just because I can. Now my next step is going in with my Micron pen .03 or just 03. It's an archival ink, it's waterproof, so, and I don't make really one line in one swoop. I make more like sketchy line because that's the look I like. But of course you can do solid lines too. It's totally fine too. It's just a question of preference. And I decided this is going to be in the foreground, this petal. But not here. Okay. Now I'm going to use really quick the heat tool just to make sure that my lines are dry, that I don't smear the black ink. It takes some time to really dry the ink before it is really waterproof. Now I'm going to use my eraser again to get rid of some of the graphite. Okay. Oh, I should have sprayed my watercolors before. Forgot it completely. Just preparing them a little bit. And I'm gonna start with some water-soluble colored pencils. Just to get some lines going on. Now for the dots, I really press quite a bit into the paper so that it probably shows up a little bit more than here. I did very soft, just gliding over the paper, but here I really press in so that hopefully when I go over with the color it has stained it the little holes and it stays. Now I'm gonna spray the whole paper a little bit because I want something going on in the background. I do work rather quickly because I want the colors to mingle when I go in with the colors for the leaves and the background, just because I like that look. Now I don't have a real green, but we all know green and blue, sorry, blue and yellow gives sort of a green. I do use a sort of ochre and some orange Probably need a bit of water. Maybe I even add a little bit of the green just to knock it down a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to spread. So it is really loose. Yeah, cool. That's what I like. By working with the pencil through the wet paper, you get a really nice stem. Now for the next step, I want it a little bit more dry, so I'm going to use the heat tool. If you could also make a break here and just let it for like half an hour sitting on your table, but for the sake of the video, I want to go on. I'm going to use the heat tool. There are slightly different results if you let them dry natural or if you use a heat tool. Because when you use a heat tool, you stop the process of those wet colors mingling in between the other colors. So, but I think I'm gonna use the heat tool just to be quicker. Okay, it's not completely dry, but dry enough. I think that it doesn't. I need a clean spot. Oh, that's way too dark for my taste. Yeah, that's way too dark. I think I'm gonna switch. Well, actually, it's not bad. Again, I'm gonna work rather quickly because I'm gonna spray it again so that it's gonna wick out a little bit and spread around and just like that look. So it means I have to work rather quickly. In fact, what I could do, I could start it over here already. But I don't want it in every place. I do leave white areas in some flowers. I actually forgot it here. I sometimes think that looks really cool if you have some white areas, but sometimes I forget. And I'm actually gonna grab a real nice green. So both are from Jane Davenport. I need a new one. And I'm gonna pick up some of the liquid just with the edges of my towel, where I have the feeling it's a little bit too much. And again, I'm gonna dry that and then I go over again. Okay, I have some clean water here and I'm gonna go again with the orange over my flower heads. Maybe I had even, that's too red. I'm not planning too much my colors ahead, I just try them out. There are some artists who really plan out their colors very carefully. That's just not me. Now those dots don't show off anymore. Let's see if I can add it in. No, no way. Yeah, I just want I don't think you're gonna see it in the... No, you don't see it. I can't see it. You're probably gonna see it in the close-up. I just want like this texture those flower heads sometimes have. Just, yeah, that's better. And now I go for this green here and go through the leaves again and maybe even do the stem again. Now I'm not gonna paint the whole petal, I'm gonna leave out areas just with this sort of a ultramarine blue. Do I have an exact plan how I leave those gaps? No, I just start at one petal and decide, because here I have an empty spot on this fourth petal. I'm gonna do the fifth petal right to the edge. So, but then I'm gonna leave out a little gap down further down here. And then I just add brush strokes and decide whether I like it this way or if I have the feeling I have to add a little bit more. And just some splatters. Okay, now I'm not quite happy with these shapes here. I think I want them more yellow. Let's see. So I go over again. Okay. Sometimes I need to remove the tape to see if I like it or not. So it just makes a difference. And I think I'm done with watercolor. But I'm gonna go in again with my pen again with sketchy line, just to... I just like that look. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. And I think for once I'm even gonna use the border and add a black line. I'm not always doing that, but sometimes I feel like I want the black line here too. Okay, let's see. Let's grab a white unisigno, a uniball signo. That's what. Let's see how that looks like. Yep, I like it. Going in slightly inside, but just on one side. You have to decide which side. It doesn't matter which side, but just do it on one side, sort of like the light source coming just from one side, not from both sides. So, and I even do it here, but just in the half again. It has to be on the same side like on the petals. And yes, sometimes I mess it up, but hey. Okay, and I still want to do something with those dotty things, so let's see if I can use a green. Yeah. Now that it is dry, I can go over again and add my texture which those flower heads sometimes have. Probably not so visible in the video itself, but I'm gonna have, as always, a close-up photo so you can see it there. Okay.